Hey guys, so today's 7 on Sunday. So we are getting into December topics now, when these are all going to be kind of like wrap up topics, which I'm really keen about. We're going to talk about a few different things, and I feel like I'm going to have some repetition of books and authors over the course of the next month. But this week's theme is new authors you read in 2020, and this one is kind of hard for me because I barely read 7 new authors. Like, I hardly picked up new things. Most of the books I read this year were from authors I've read previous to 2020, so this was really hard because there's only 3 that I think are like really good ones that I've read this year, and then the other 4 are kind of like on this list because they are just a new author I read this year. It's not like they're going to be favorite authors, but they're just new people. So I'm excited to get into the list and talk about the 3 main ones that I really enjoyed, and then I'll talk about the other ones. So the first author I want to talk about is Emma Lord, who wrote Tweet Cute. I'm pretty sure she is a debut author this year, and Tweet Cute was a really fun book. I really enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed her writing style and how she wrote the characters, and I'm really keen to see what she's going to write next because I think she's going to be bringing out a lot of books in the future, because this book did go really well with a lot of readers this year. She has a lot of potential to be writing a lot of good books, and she may become a really popular YA contemporary author, and I really hope to see that happen. So the next author I want to talk about is Sarah Morgenthaler. So she wrote The Tourist Attraction, which is an audiobook I listened to this year, and I just really enjoyed it. She writes a really good rom-com, and her books are set in Alaska, which is really exciting as well, but she finds ways to put in so many contemporary and romance tropes into a story and put so much in there, yet I'm living for it. Like, I have to keep reading and I have to know what's going to happen, and she just writes cute characters, cute relationships. And I'm also listening to Mistletoe and Mr. Right at the moment, which is the second book in the trilogy she has written, and the 3rd book is coming out next year, and I am really enjoying this trilogy she's writing, but I hope that she ends up writing a lot more because she's really good at storytelling, and I just really appreciate her, and I'm so excited that I decided to read her book this year. The next author I want to talk about is Leah Johnson, and she wrote You Should See Me in a Crown, so I listened to this one also this year. I don't actually own the physical copies of any of these books, and I may potentially buy them down the track, but just not at the moment. But I think that she is another one that's going to probably end up writing a lot of books, and she's going to be really up there with popular authors. Like, You Should See Me in a Crown was really good. It was so diverse. There were so many diverse things, and I liked having like a female-female relationship, and the main character was of color, and there was just so many things in there that were really interesting. But I feel like there wasn't a lot of negativity against diverseness, because I feel like sometimes just diversity is used as a plot point in a story, which isn't a bad thing, but it's nice to just have like a more calmer story in a sense. But I really enjoyed this. I liked that it was about prom, and she just wrote a really fulfilling and fun story that I just really enjoyed. Okay, so on to the next authors. These are just basically new authors to me that are like okay authors. Like, I don't know if I'm going to read more books from them. Like, I might, I may not, but I'm still going to mention them. The next one I want to talk about is Maharia McFarland. So she wrote If I Never Met You, and this is a book that I was anticipating, and it was a really fun rom-com. Like, I'm really into the illustrated edition rom-com series that's been happening, because I feel like the illustrated covers are just a different breed of romance story, and it's just so good. I really enjoyed the story that she wrote, and she has many books out there, and I don't know if she is an author that I'm gonna want to try and get behind, because like there is so many. Like, there is a lot that I would have to commit to like be a full-fledged fan of hers. But I'll probably see how I feel like every time a new book from her comes out, and see if I want to read it. But I know that I had fun. It was a really cute romance, and I've only read one from her, and it'd be nice to read more, but like, who knows. Next I want to talk about Christine Riccio, who wrote Again But Better. So we all know her as Pole and Bananas books, and I really wanted to support her, and she is someone I'm putting on this list because there were so many high expectations for this story, and for me they weren't met. I really didn't enjoy this book as much as I thought I was going to, but I still want to talk about her being a new author because it's really a big thing when booktubers become authors, but there's always the controversy around it that like, are they only getting published because they're famous? Can they actually write? There's so many issues around it, but I have hopes that her writing is just going to get better, and I am going to read her next book, which is like Better Again or Better Paired, or like all her titles seem very similar, but the next one is about like 2 sisters and probably some magical element. But I just have hope that she's gonna get better at her writing, and I'm gonna start enjoying her books a lot more. But I still praise her for being able to get this book published, because that is just such a feat, and definitely like a new author that I was pretty keen to finally actually read. And even though I started listening to the audiobook and then the audiobook stopped working, and then I finally bought a copy of the book and then I finally picked it up, it was a pretty good journey overall of getting to this book. And yeah, I just want to see what else she is going to do, and I will definitely give her another shot. The next author I want to talk about is Emily XR Pan, and she wrote The Astonishing Color of After that I read this year, and I just think she did a beautiful job of writing about suicide, and I think she just had really good storytelling. She did a lot of metaphors and descriptions, and this book is very long. It's very much full of kind of flowery writing, but I just really enjoyed the story that she wrote, and I liked the characters that she had, and there was things that kind of happened in the story that I wasn't expecting that were really interesting as well. And I definitely think that she's going to have more books, and probably more books about serious topics, and I'm keen to see what else she's going to bring out, and I think they're going to be things that I really enjoyed, and I hope that she's got something coming out next year. I'll have to have a look into that, but I really enjoyed this and I'm glad I did finally read it. And the last author I'm going to talk about is Leah Johnson, and she wrote The Queen of the Tearling, but I mean, I've had The Queen of the Tearling for so many years, so she isn't a debut author. She's been out for so long, but I did finally pick up this story, and like, it was okay. Like, I feel like I need to read book 2 and 3 to get more of the story and like get more into it. Like, I enjoyed this, it was fun, it was okay, but like, there isn't anything else that she's written that I'm like really keen to read right now. But she fits the bill. She is a new author to me this year. So I don't have a lot to really hold up for this video because most of these I listen to on audiobooks. So it is actually really fun because I feel like I find a lot of new authors through listening to audiobooks. But just this year, there was a lot of sequels and a lot of different things that I was able to listen to and just really enjoy it. I'm hoping maybe next year I'll get into like more new authors to me and I'll be able to have a more extensive list. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!